you need a lawyer, and you deserve an advocate. Because every accident has a ripple effect. It affects your time, your health, your ability to make money, everything. That's where the advocates can help. Thanks to our decades of experience, we know what your case is worth, and we'll fight to get you every penny you deserve. Consultations are simple and always free, because you're not just a client to us, you're a person, and you deserve the best help you can get. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, how are you? The Monty program live on your YouTube machine. As always, presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. You guys, you trust The Advocates because they have decades of experience. They know how to get what you deserve. That's right. When you get into an accident, when somebody runs a red light, when a trucker swerves into your car, who's going to pay for your car? Who's going to pay for your damage? Because your insurance company is going to do everything they can do not to pay you. The Advocates, that's who. They're going to fight to get you what you deserve. Their experience lets them know what you deserve, and they're very, very good at getting it. In fact, they're so confident that they do not ask you ever to reach into your pocket to pay the Advocates. In fact, you can chat with an injury attorney online live right now, and it won't cost you a dime at theadvocates.com. Big night in the NBA last night. We got to talk about this officiating thing. Before we get to how broke-ass college athletics is, we really need to talk about – what are you doing? We really need to talk about this NBA officiating thing. I mean, I would love to show you the highlight, but we are processed out of showing you highlights. This call here last night, that's Dante DiVincenzo murking one of the Pistons. And that's a Seward Thompson right there that's getting body blocked. He came through the A gap, and Dante DiVincenzo met him at the point of contact.
I'm for real.
Like he quite literally tackles him.
Right.
And I have no idea how the official, you see the official standing right there, did not blow the whistle. The Knicks got an open layup and an and one and won the game. And the official, that official right there, who I would remind you is the crew chief, after the game admits that he blew the call and it should have been a foul. And Seward Thompson should have been going to the line to seal the win.
Well, that means the Pistons get their win back, right?
No, it does not.
Well, that means that he's going to get disciplined for his, foolishness in swallowing his whistle, right?
No, probably not. Probably not.
Got it. Okay.
And to his credit, after the game, Monty Williams lost his mind. The absolute worst call of the season is a direct quote from Monty.
Hey, Monty.
This is shocking now. And I think the question is this corruption? You can't tell me.
He even lowered his shoulder and everything.
You
dude.
cannot tell me he didn't see it. Is it just a mental block that prevented you from blowing the whistle? Like, how do you explain this? There's no logical A plus B equals you're a shitty official. Like, I don't know. You're a crew chief in the NBA. And there's a body block, a football tackle. It's a football tackle.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo, you're quite correct, lowers his shoulder to put that shoulder into the thigh of a Seward Thompson to prevent Thompson from getting to the basketball.
Yeah.
It's a foul every single day of the week.
And yet there's no whistle. And
no call.
You lost the game.
Is it, in your mind, is it corruption or is it just bad officiating?
I think it's somewhere in the middle because I do not believe that that NBA officiating is corrupt, but I do believe that they have conversations. I think that, there's this whole concept of, hey, and we see it in the NFL too. We see this in other leagues. Hey, at the end of the game, like what was on the clock? Like 10 seconds, I think was left.
Yeah.
It was right here at the end of the game. You're making a play, and what are officials told to do? Hey, swallow the whistle, let the play out. That's how the NBA likes it to be done. Where I would rather have it be, hey, whistle a lot of stuff, review it, and then change the call, because you can undo a whistle. If you call foul there and somehow it's deemed not a foul, you can unwind that watch, right? Like, okay, now we get another shot at winning this game. Like, you can fix that. But I'm so tired of like whether it's the missed pass interference stuff, or, oh my God, it's a Hail Mary play and they don't call anything, or like, dude, there has to be some type of line where you blow the whistle or throw the flag. Yeah,
it was a shocking moment last night. It was absolutely.
And let's be real. Part of this is because it's the Pistons. I'm not going to dance around that.
But we see this with the Jazz all the time.
Right, the Jazz are another good example. With all due respect, don't hate on me. Right? You're not a good team. The Pistons aren't a good team. The Jazz aren't a good team.
Worst record in, I think, the NBA, the Pistons still have.
Right.
I think that would have been their 9th win. They're 8-49.
If he did that to Steph or Bron or KD, you damn sure there's going to be a whistle.
No, that's a flagrant foul if he does that to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating. It should have been a flagrant foul.
So because
that
it's
call,
Thompson,
but because it's Azur Thompson in the Pistons and it's a rookie getting run into by a New York Knick, you're not blowing the whistle.
At the Garden.
It's wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me. And it makes a difference for the Knicks. They're now a full game and a half up on Philly in the East. Doesn't mean a damn thing to the Pistons win or lose. I mean, if we're being honest. But when you're 8-49 and you're grinding your ass off,
yeah,
and you're about to beat the Knicks at the Garden,
yeah,
you want that win.
Yeah.
You want that win. You're the worst team in the NBA. You want that win.
They're not an 8-win team because they're trying to lose. They're an 8-win team because they're not very good.
They're not talented.
Yeah.
And I would also point out that Fontecchio, 33 minutes, 12 points.
Where's the Italian?
2 of 5 from 3. Cade Cunningham, 32 points last night.
Did the job.
Blow the whistle. That's the part that I can't get over it. I don't know. I love the NBA, you guys. Yeah, I think you know that. I'm passionate about it. This is zapping my passion for the game.
I think that it would be really smart for these different leagues, the NFL, NBA, whatever, to say, hey, dude, if it's even borderline, blow the whistle. We'll review it.
I think it would be smart to suspend and demote this official. He's the crew chief. He is supposed to be a leader and an elite official. You stood 2 feet in front of you and watched a guy make a football tackle on a basketball court and didn't blow the whistle. He should be suspended and demoted.
And I agree. It's flagrant foul behavior. No question about it. I mean, you weren't going for the ball, because the flagrant foul line, I feel like most of the time, regardless of what the rules say, the way they determine that is, hey, were you going for the ball or were you just going for the body?
Was it unnecessary and dangerous physical contact?
I don't know how that was not unnecessary and dangerous physical contact.
Yes, it was.
You lowered your shoulder to take his legs out. How is that? Like, that's common practice in the NFL for obvious reasons.
It's a great tackle.
That's not common practice on the hardwood, dude. Like, what are we doing? We'll
talk more NBA coming up, including LeBron James. I do want to get back into this Walker Kessler argument about should Walker be starting. Look, Taylor Hendricks is an important development piece, but he's not as important as Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler has the opportunity to be one of the very best 4-5s in this league, and he's playing 19 minutes a night. And it's terrible. What's up, Hugh Jazz Gamer 247, who's been a member of the program for 9 months.
Thought that name was going a little bit different of a direction there.
Stay hard.
I don't know what you mean. Let's get to the lead story on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com. The majority of NCAA athletic departments are losing money. And we have this conversation happening right at this, I don't know, right at the peak of this financial cash grab going on, and everybody's panicked over the Big Two and the God tier. And yet, 52 out of the 211 public universities that partake in NCAA athletics are profitable. And it is a shocking number. and it is the haves and truly the have-nots. And we're going to show you all the different Power 5 conferences. And it may surprise you the school's not making money. But I guess my question is, when we sit here and talk about God tiers and spending money and who's the have and who's the have-not, at some point, doesn't it have to make financial sense for the majority of universities in this country that provide athletic opportunities for student athletes? Doesn't it have to make sense at some point in the bottom line? Don't we at some point have to stop the financial misgivings that we all have? Because I do not believe, and I know we've been taken to task for this on the show before, I do not believe that college sports is a money-making endeavor for 9 out of 10 universities, public or private. I just don't see it that way. Are we talking about Ohio State? We're not. Ohio State in 2022, 2023 made $251 million. They're not hurting for profitability in Columbus. My point is the lower end schools in conferences. My point is these Power 5 conferences. Would it surprise you to find out Ole Miss isn't making gobs of money? In fact, they're in the negative. Jake, at some point, I think it has to make financial sense if we are ever going to have prosperity in college sports.
Well, and I think that the thing right now is that there, all these numbers we're about to show, you're going to see, like you said, some names that surprise you. But I think this concept of profitability and this concept of, hey, how much money are you losing or are you making is a really interesting conversation and point when you think about the fact that, hey, up until this point, up until, really Q3 of last year, right? Like we weren't really concerned with, hey, who's making money, who's not making money, how can we pay players? Like, what is the modern age of college football look like? And now you do have to be concerned about that. Now you do have to have line item budgets, and you do have to have an NIL war chest to be successful at the heights of college football. So to me, the question really becomes, okay, if you're the Ohio States of the world, or the top cut, the 1%, the God tier, if you will, if you're those schools, this whole profitability conversation really is not a big deal for you, because all you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, we're going to just change our percentages around. We're Ohio State. We made $200+ million last year. 251 in our football program, our athletic department. Like we're in a really good place. So money's not really a big struggle for us. But if you're USC or some, any of these schools, you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, well, how are we going to take a chunk of this revenue and turn it into something we can use for NIL without being way in the negative, without being indigent in our football program?
Yeah. And I look at these numbers that you see on the screen. These are Big Ten revenue versus expense. Revenue on the left. So you look at Ohio State, they're $1.6 million. Their expenses were $225.7. But if you look at Rutgers, $109 million in revenue, $138 million in expenses. And you can go up and down this list. Even if you look at Iowa, look how close it is at Iowa. 151.4 in revenue, 151.1 in expenses. Is that worth the expense? Is that worth, when you're talking about that you profited about $200 and something thousand? Are you really telling me that's worth it? That's the thing that I struggle with. Like, I look at the Pac-12. Now, granted, this is not this current year. It's 2022-23. Look at Washington. $145.1 million in profit, in revenue rather, and $149.4 million in expenses. Look at Oregon. Oregon made $13 million on athletics. What about Arizona? Arizona lost $600,000 roughly. Arizona State lost $3 million.
Look at Cal.
Look at Cal. Look at UCLA. UCLA, friends, losing north of $20 million. Almost $30 million.
But think about the uptick for schools that have to travel farther now. This is my point last week about Calford.
Yeah.
You're already losing money. Now you're going to fly across the country repeatedly.
It's wild.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But notice who's not on here. Stanford, because that's a private institution.
Yep.
Right? Look at the SEC. Oh, the mighty SEC. Notice Ole Miss, 30th in revenue. And they lost money. They lost not a little bit of money. They lost $5 million. That's a lot of scratch. Now, is Alabama hurting? They're not. They made $19 million. Is Georgia hurting? They're not. They made $30 million. LSU, $7 million. LSU only made $7 million. I say only. Like, it's wild to me when you start looking at these numbers. And then we go to the Big 12. And I say to myself, okay, yeah, Texas, of course. But look at Oklahoma. Maybe we need to put Norman's back on the wall. Less than $2 million in profit. Kansas, $10 million in profit. How is Kansas $10 million more profitable at almost $50 million less?
So you see the kind of business tacticians that are required to be profitable here.
Look at Iowa State, 39th, and yet they only made $60 million or $60,000, excuse me. $60,000. Look at Texas Tech. Are you telling me the boys in Lubbock are competing athletically for $5 million? Are you telling me, our friends at West Virginia, Neil Brown needs fired? Well, maybe they didn't fire him because, friends, they only generated $105 million and they spent 97. That's not how you win big at West Virginia. You look at Okie State. My God, they made $1 million in stool water. How?
Good year.
How are these? And yet then you look at K-State, who only made $100 million, but they only spent 82. Made just about 18 million bucks. Oh, but Florida State, the Florida State made $11 million. 10 plus. Right? Look at Virginia. Virginia made more money, and this is the Florida State argument right here. Virginia made more money than Florida State, which the funny part is they also spent less money than Florida State. Look at Clemson making money. Look at Louisville making money. Look at North Carolina only made $2 million and only generated 122. You think football matters? I think football matters. Virginia Tech, loser. Georgia Tech, $2 million. North Carolina State, $2 million. You see the financial differences. Look at Virginia leading the ACC at $160 million.
Yeah.
Look at Ohio State at $251 million. That's $100 million difference.
I'm for real.
I mean, I get it. Is this a problem for the school, or is this a problem for the economic structure of college sports? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it very well could be both. I think that schools need to come around to the idea that they need to make more revenue. And obviously, we don't get a line item of like, hey, this made you $5 and this made you $2. And like, we don't get to see that. But I think, what's really important to understand is that, you got to start having the conversation about how can we increase profitability without hurting the player experience, right? Because obviously any of these programs could increase profitability by cutting costs in the athletic department, right? Like you could have not nearly as nice equipment. Like there's a million different ways to cut costs in an athletic department. But I think that's not really the conversation you want to be having if you're a school. What you want to say is hey, how can we go out in the marketplace and increase our revenue by 30%? How can we go out and get more people involved in our football program?
Better TV money, better commercial partners, better.
Yeah, but my point
Let's go play basketball and football in Mexico.
Yeah, my point, though, is that they're not like, I don't think everyone's as innovative as the Brett Yormarks of the world. I don't think the Big 12 would be going to Rucker Park if Brett Yormark wasn't leading that conference.
You want to see the bottom of the barrel? You don't. I hope you haven't eaten yet, because look at these numbers. Southland Conference, almost a 2-1 loss leader. 232nd. They made $2.5 million, but spent $4.8 million. You look at all of these universities. Do you think it's accidental that Mississippi Valley State spent and made the exact same amount of money? It's not. Coppin, look at how upside down Coppin State is. Look at these numbers. These are the ones where you're like, holy Jesus, how are they competing?
Yeah.
This is the reality. This right here, my friends, this is the reality of college athletics.
Facts.
This is not real. This is Fantasyland Monopoly money. This is the reality of college athletics. And I don't think we pay enough attention to this. I think we think, well, Ohio State and Michigan. Ends justify the means in Ann Arbor. See that Ann Arbor's the nicest city in the country to live in? Anyway, the point is, I think this is very serious, man. Like I look at some of the things that are going on, and I ask myself, I don't know how we continue with God tier. How do you justify God tier when the overwhelming majority of public institutions in this country are unaffordable for the average student who wants to get in, who has to go into debt to go in to that university, and yet that university is going into debt to provide athletics?
Mm-hmm.
How do you justify that?
Yeah, I don't know how you justify it. I don't know how it makes a lot of sense. I don't know
Me
how
either.
these institutions do this every year. They clearly have a way, right? I'm not saying that for decades these schools have been running at losses and don't know how to do it. Clearly they know how to do it. Clearly, because the thing you have to remember is athletics is one line item. Like the athletic department is a line item inside of a massive, hundreds upon hundreds of $1 million annual budget for an institution. So I understand how they can run at a loss, and it's fine. I get it. But at the same time, you cannot continue to run at a bigger and bigger loss and not be competitive on the football field. To which I say, hey, that's why the God tier is necessary, because we need the schools who are doing well to play each other. We need the schools who are losing, who are 2-1 loss leaders, to be playing each other inside of a format that pays them money as a group. And that's how I think you move forward in football.
Yeah, and I think we have to be in a position where, man, like it's okay if you are Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, LSU. Like if you're one of these top 20 universities that are making money, I don't think we should be trying to shame or demean. I'm a big believer that we should not be penalizing people for being rich.
Right.
But at some point, I think you have to put a structure in place, or at least have policies in place where the Coppin States of the world aren't in debt to provide an athletic department. And I don't know what that is. And I'm sure that people out there are like, well, shut up, Monty. Shut up. Well, I'm sure that that's part of it. But I think that these lesser schools provide opportunities for the average kid.
Right.
Because I will continue to tell you, the top 1% of college athletes that wind up in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, wherever, or an Olympic, the U.S. Olympic program somewhere, those aren't the kids that matter most. The kid that matters most is likely the underprivileged kid. It's likely the kid that's got to go into debt to go to college. In my opinion, those are the kids we should be looking out for, because, again, I just don't believe that we have an educational system in this country where we're burying kids in debt and we can't afford to buy houses.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the only way through is an athletic scholarship, or they don't go to college, or they don't realize their top potential. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so when I look at some of these numbers and I say to myself, what you see a lot of SWAC schools. Alcorn State, historically black college. You look at Mississippi Valley State, you look at these universities. There are a lot of underprivileged opportunities at these universities, yet their athletic departments are running in the negative. And that is just not That's not how we should be doing it, in my opinion.
Well, and I think again, the only thing I would say as far as those type of schools are concerned is that's why I think we need 3 different college football playoffs. We need the ability to have the underserved schools playing in their own playoffs so that you can have advertising dollars, so you can split revenue in your conference, if you will, or in that group of schools that makes it through them, between them, just the same way we do at the highest levels. That's why we need 3 different levels, because Coppin is never going to compete with Georgia on a football field. That's not how it works. That's never going to take place.
But Coppin will take the $5 million payout to go play Georgia.
Right.
And I think that.
But they don't ever have that opportunity. That's the problem.
And it's going away. And why is it going away? Because we're going to play nine conference games.
Yeah. So instead of trying to have that tiny school play Georgia on the football field or an SEC team on the football field, why don't we just create tiers? Why don't we have a 3-tier system where you got to have a certain amount of profitability?
Stop it. You're being
revenue.
logical.
I know.
Stop it.
I know. And Charlie Baker can talk to me all day long about, oh man, 95% of schools aren't profitable and we need structure and we need to save the world. And I'm sitting here saying, dude, you've known about this. This isn't new. You guys are all the same people who created the current system. So when I see, hey, you're talking about 95% of colleges that probably spend somewhere between 40 and 50
but is he wrong?
Total,
is he wrong?
He's not wrong. But
they don't have TV contracts, and nobody can look at their income statement or balance sheet and conclude there would be a way for them to make money. He's not wrong, right? And what did you just say? What Charlie Baker said. He has had conversations with members of Congress, which I hate, who agree that there needs to be a system established where NIL rights are standardized and there are opportunities for athletes to make money without having to become employees of the schools they attend.
But what is he not saying?
But hold on. There's this conversation, the unintended consequences. Because I will again tell you, this isn't about paying players. It's about an arms race.
Mm-hmm.
It's about an arms race. And when you have kids who are going to demand higher paychecks, where do you think those kids are going to go? Where do you think those kids are going to go? Do you think that they're going to go to mom and pop Coppin State who can, not afford to pay them? Do you think they're going to go to the MEAC or the SWAC where, they're going to get as much money as they can? No. You know where they're going to go? They're going to go to the top 20. You want to know where kids are going to go? You want to know where the NIL money is going to come? Here's the top 20 most profitable schools in the country. 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
A visual
the other way.
A visual representation.
Yeah.
Of where NIL money is going to be paid. That's it right there. No more questions needed. And I look at like Florida. I look at Petto State, Michigan State, Florida State. Oh, we're so poor. Florida State, you're 15th in revenue. And it's not enough. And when we talk about Charlie Baker, and I know he's some kind of a-hole and everybody hates the NCAA, I'd remind you again, who's the NCAA? You want to know who the NCAA is? You're looking at them right there.
Yep.
These are the people that control. It's very hard to point at graphics.
Yeah, it's kind of,
These are the people right here that control. That's the NCAA right there. All the people that you guys say, oh, these rules, the NCAA has to be shut down.
They're trying to screw Florida State.
Don't know how to point this out to you, to Mr. Seminole fan. You're the NCAA. So when these guys are all out here in court and crying to Congress and putting their hand out for more money, just remember that the 20 most profitable, they're in the NCAA. The 20 least profitable, they're in the NCAA. They're the ones making their own problems, and they want Congress to fix it.
Schemers trying to control their little world.
And I'm telling you, I think there's a fix here. I truly do. It's going to be a TV money. It's going to be, I think, multiple tiers.
Yeah.
It's not a handout from us to them.
No.
It's not. All right.
Good talk. Really good talk.
I shall acquiesce.
Okay. Let's see how bad we can mess up the comment section today.
Which, as always, is presented by Prize Picks. See if it. Let me sit up for this shit. Which, as always, is presented by Prize Picks. Now, I told you yesterday that I was a degenerate prize picker because I was prize picking on MLB preseason baseball.
Yeah.
And I needed the Dodgers to score a run in the first inning. Did they score a run in the first inning?
No.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Did I get credit for that? No. You know why? Because they changed starting pitchers.
Oh.
No.
Did I win last night?
Yeah.
No. Why did I lose last night? Because the fucking... And what do I always tell you about Armando Bacot, you prick? What do I always tell you?
The unbelievers.
Has Bacot been in North Carolina for a decade? I think he has.
Yeah.
Take your ass to the NBA, Mr. 5 points last night. I had you covering 14 and a half.
5 points?
Jerk off. I'm watching my North Carolina Tar Heels, and I am pained in my buttocks.
Yeah.
And I'm trying. No. I love and I hate Prize Picks. I love it. Use the promo code Monty to get 100% deposit matching. See, I get choked up. That's all the money going out. That's what I'm choking on. Prize Picks, the official daily fantasy partner of the Monty Show. I would like to say, Joseph Harper, screw you. Oh, I won last night, Monty. How'd you do? Oh, that's right. You're a loser.
Okay, fuck you. How's that?
I lost. Joseph Harper won again. Jake, how'd you do?
I won.
Yeah, nobody cares. Anyway, the point is,
Whatever.
Uncle Monty had a bad night.
Even with the DNP in spring training, I played 25 and I won 75. So it was a nice night.
I played 25 and I won 75.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they got both right.
And what did you talk me out of yesterday? Oh, you don't want to play Cade Cunningham. No, dude, I wouldn't do that. On the road at the Garden, I wouldn't do that. I'm a millennial. I know how to spend your money, Monty. Trust me when I say.
Fucked.
Don't play Cade Cunningham. What happened with Cade Cunningham last night?
I don't know. I
He
didn't
had a
take him.
huge game. He cashed last
We were
night.
too busy talking about some guy named Dante tackling people on a basketball court.
Seriously. Prize Picks. PrizePicks.com. Download the app. Use promo code Monty. It's an amazing amount of fun when you're winning. It is so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the comments section. Mike Smith, Mountain Mama. First one in. Hit the like button. Saw did. Payson Cougar fan. Hard to wake up. Please go back to afternoon show. I know it sucks. You probably don't want to wake up tomorrow after you get your ass kicked by Kansas. Have a little extra cough syrup tonight before you go to bed. BYU and Kansas tonight. And BYU coming off of 2 out of 3 on the road losses. And I think that West Virginia win was a nice loss. But if you look at this team on the road at BYU, you lost to Baylor. The UCF win was a good win. The Texas Tech loss. The Oklahoma loss. The Oklahoma State loss. The K-State loss. Sandwich between beating number 11 Baylor at home. And now you got to go to Lawrence. And that's not good.
No.
That's not good. And the other one that I think is going to be really tough is Iowa State. You got to go 2 Ames before you finish with Oak State at home on the 9th of March.
Yeah.
And now you're out of the top 25. And it's the wrong time of year to be losing 2 or 3 on the road, but this is the Big 12. It's the Big 12. It's a big game for BYU tonight. And
It's a Big 12!
yeah, I don't feel great about it. Big Daddy Magic. Hey, playa. Cole Bishop.
This is your beloved.
It doesn't matter if Cole Bishop wants to be an LA Ram. He doesn't get to choose. You know, he's going to be great in the NFL. Mike Smith, I'm usually up by this time. I just forgot the show is on at times.
Oh.
Always good to hear from you. Shouty, good morning. How are you?
You're in early today.
Yeah. Pete 40. Marnin. You know. Strange Clouds. Why is this a college football show now? Is it a college football show now?
Bro, dude, did you get enough sleep last night, man? Like,
how can you already be pissed off?
Bro, we talked basketball yesterday, baseball, like we talked NBA to open the show for a couple minutes, like we talked Jazz a lot last week.
We opened the show with a body block, a great form tackle in the NFL excuse me. My bad. At the Garden in the NBA last night.
The Garden.
We talk a ton of it. What I love and how I know we're doing the show, right? It goes back to the old BYU Utah argument. You guys are a Utah show. You guys are 50-year-old fat Mormons who are dying soon. BYU sucks. And now it's your college football show. You talk too much NBA. Why do you talk so much NFL? How come you're talking like yesterday in the comment section? Nobody cares about Cody Bellinger. Talk football. I'll get right on that. Let me go ahead and take a note. Nobody cares about Cody Bellinger.
Yeah.
Talk more football.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to write that down. Prick. Anyway, Two Masters says Pravda. Okay. Pravda. Whatever, man.
What the hell does that even mean?
This Tuesday, man. It's you know.
Yeah, it's a fake, not Monday.
Mike Smith, J2H rocking the blue. I like it. We had an argument about this stupid little outfit. Stand up, fat ass. Show him what
stupid
Jake,
little outfit, bro.
We had an argument before the show yesterday. So Two Holes has been wearing whatever this hemp thing is he's got on.
I put this on to golf over the weekend, and I was instantly Bubba Watson. Okay, I was instantly.
It was 4 holes.
Okay, that's better than 2 holes.
Yeah, I didn't have 2 holes either. Although I ended on the 18th, I had a really nice 50-degree into the green.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you did,
and I was only 76 over par. It was great. I birdied the 18th. That's all that matters. You know, but
bro, 76 over.
I had a tough round Sunday, but
yeah.
You know how like you go out and play golf and frustrations about other things come out? That's what Sunday was. I tried to murk a bottle of Gatorade and it laughed at me. Anyway, but I like that. Yesterday he showed up in this yesterday, Jake did. And I said, oh, you ought to just wear that. And he takes it off and puts on his vest. I'm like, why are you putting on a dude? It looks good.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
I'm wearing it today, so
I like it.
Yeah,
and I know you guys are surprised. I know you guys are surprised at the black vest with the
really stepping out of your comfort zone.
It's what I wear every day,
dude. Yeah, see, dude wore a red shirt one time like 3 months ago, and he turned into a Utah, Wisconsin.
No,
fan.
It was a Nebraska fan.
Oh, Nebraska!
Remember the asshole who came on the show the day I wore a red shirt and was like, "Oh wow, Monty, good to see you're on the Cornhusker grind."
Hey, look here, man.
Matt Rule's a perfectly nice guy. I'm not a Cornhusker fan. Rick Forrester, this early, I'm still asleep. Okay. Dakota, good morning. Man, that piston is getting piped.
Dude, you're not even kidding with that.
You're not kidding. Mike Smith, quit watching NBA in the mid to late 90s due to refs. I remember seeing them not call anything on Jordan and everything on Rodman. Dude, it was the exact opposite of that. I grew up in Chicago, then I covered the Bulls. Jordan, until he beat the Pistons. Once he beat the Pistons, everything changed. He got almost no calls against the Pistons. There's a Bill Laimbeer play that's infamous, where Bill Laimbeer takes an elbow and puts it into Michael's chest and extends his arm. No call. And yet, it was the opposite. Now, once Michael beat the Pistons and we went on to win championships. Michael got every call. You couldn't even look at that dude without them blowing the whistle. But Charles Oakley and Bill Laimbeer, John Sally, Dennis Rodman, that was a different thing. Big Daddy Magic. If that happened to Victor, there would be 1 million man march on the NBA offices. I know.
Yeah, dude.
The
whole world would burn to the ground.
Bill's Mafia. Marcus Stuckey. When do referees start getting replaced or monitored in real time by AI? Not soon enough.
Excuse me. The terminology is processed. Thank you.
Yeah, processed. Boyd Lake, good morning, my friend. Some officials do anything to not have to make controversial calls. Some players and teams play to force the officials into it. Not saying that happened here, though. I just, and if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Knicks and Pistons last night, amongst other things.
Look at dude. If someone could superimpose this on a football field, we'd be like, yeah, man, wow, Dante, nice form tackle, dude.
I just want somebody to understand that A, it's not easy to get the banners off the screen. B, this was one of the last sequences of the game. I think there were 13 seconds left. I could be wrong. The Nick is Dante DiVincenzo. Note that his shoulder is in the cock of Azur Thompson from the Pistons. Like, he quite literally lowers his shoulder into his groin.
Stay hard.
And he body blocked him.
Yeah.
And that official you see standing there right on the right side of the screen, that's the crew chief. He is less than 2 feet from the foul.
And we were saying that.
And did not blow the whistle. As a consequence, you'll notice Jalen Brunson standing behind Azur Thompson and his cock. And he grabs the ball, runs to the three-point line, throws it underneath to Hart, who lays it in and gets fouled. The Knicks win the game 113-111.
This cock.
After the game, and this is the worst part. This is the part that I hate. What did the official say after the game?
Oh, yeah, he was deprived of the basketball. It should have been a whistle.
My bad, bro. My bad. I blew the call. Like, yeah. It's wild to me.
He should be demoted. I completely agree.
Maury Alvarez. The ref must have had money on the outcome of that game. Something. Mike Smith. Looks like some of these schools need to spend more money on the accounting portion of their education. Seriously. One of the other things we're talking about this morning, if you're just tuning in, is the revenue loss leaders across college athletics. And obviously, these are not the loss leaders. These are the top 20 schools. But what we were talking about there is, if you look at the Pac-12, for instance, look at number 2, Washington made $145 million and spent $149 million. Revenue on the left column, expenses on the right. Not all schools are making money.
Nope.
And I guess nor should they. Let's see. Iowa State made about $40K, which is wild.
That's it.
$40,000.
How
is that possible? And actually it's 60,000, but
who's counting?
Right? Like, how? And I think it is simply access to the college postseason.
Yeah. And
we all say bowl games don't matter. I got news for you. Bowl game revenues matter. They absolutely matter. Mike Smith, that is why those small schools are willing to play a top-tier team and get their ass kicked. That's exactly right, Mike. That's exactly right. Many times that money from one game eclipses their other game's money. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. UW fan Jim, it's not just a business. Otherwise, why even have sports besides football and basketball? I don't disagree, but at some point, the bottom line has to matter.
Yeah.
When we are putting young people in this country 6 figures in debt to go to college, the bottom line has to matter. When you are losing money on athletics, the kids are losing money on tuition.
Yeah.
You go to law school in this country on a loan, you're screwed. Do you know how long it takes lawyers to get out of debt? There is substantial amounts of data on the least profitable decade of your life being the first 10 years you're out of law school. You're blind because of all the reading. You are usually unhappy and you are in debt. And it used to be, if you wanted to be a doctor or a dentist, bam, you're in good shape. Not anymore. I think it's 6 years to profitability if you're a dentist. 6 years. And that's if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And yet we're sitting here talking about athletics and we got to make money. Where's the money going? Because a lot of times that money goes into new facilities. And it's just, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm looking for utopia and it doesn't exist.
Well, the thing that I'm curious about is, how are they going to afford NIL? How are we putting this together? Because now that this injunction's in place, schools can pay kids directly. So how's that going to work?
Yeah.
Is it as simple as, hey, car dealership, pay us and then we'll pay the kid? Is that what it is? You're making a deal on both sides of it, and the school's a middleman now? Is that what we're doing?
Shouty, historically black colleges and universities won't play Power 5 football. Never. They won't. I don't see a path for it to happen. Christopher Shannon, it's not supposed to be. It's college.
It's not supposed to be what?
But I think you, at some point, doesn't college have to be, it's okay if colleges are profitable. But, and I would like to point out again, these numbers we're talking about today are only for public universities.
Yeah.
These are not private school numbers. But it's okay to make money. It's okay. We do this thing where we get weird when, the richest people in the world, like Elon. So many people dislike Elon because he's rich, not because he's a terrible businessman the last 10 years, because he's, whatever. Like we love to shame rich people in this country, and we got to stop doing that. Kaufman, good morning to you. Lil Jizzy says -2 degrees here in North Dakota today.
Damn.
Yeah, we got a couple inches of snow here in the great state of Utah last night. Much colder today. Dakota, if you make less than Missouri, you just can't be in God tier. I'm looking at you, Mississippi. Well, you joke. The SEC numbers are very interesting, man. Like, look at the SEC numbers. Again, total revenue on the left, profits on the right.
Yeah.
Right? So you're going to take the revenue number on the left, the expense number on the right, and that's what you're going to determine, did you win or lose? You look at Mississippi, they lost. They lost by about $4.8 million, which is wild to me. South Carolina lost $2 million roughly. Arkansas made money. Tennessee lost money. Kentucky made money. Auburn made money. Auburn made a lot of money. Florida made a lot of money. A&M, LSU only made roughly $7.5 million. Georgia made $34 million. Alabama made less than that. Now they generated the most revenue, but look at their expenses, $195.8 million. Maybe it's a businessman thing, because I go back to the Pac-12 and I look at Arizona. Look at Arizona now. Arizona, this is fiscal year 2022-23. You look at Arizona, 124.3 coming in, 124.9 going out. Why is Bobby Robbins still employed? Help me. Yeah. I don't get it. How is Washington losing, upwards of $4.5 million? That's wild to me. Look at Utah. Utah made $4 million on athletics. UCLA, man, that's hard to even. Dude, they lost over $27 million. California lost $3.5 million. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It is crazy to me, and we're okay with it.
We're good. We're chilling.
We're okay with it. It's just wild to me. Zesty says Monty Mickelson, not on Saturday, not on Sunday. I wasn't. I had a couple of nice shots, but it was really windy. I was in a pissy ass mood over some other stuff. UW fan Jim. Look at Oregon and Washington income with bad TV deals. Even at a reduced share, they should get a $20 million bump. They should. UCLA is the one, you guys. If you look at UCLA, you're already losing money, and now you got to subsidize Cal, who's making money. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild to me. What sense does that make?
Work? How do you do that?
I mean, it is, yeah. Washington State, go Cougs. Go Cougs making some money, right? Utah and LSU and Green, baby. Yeah, it's all because of you. It's all because of you. And Dakota makes a really interesting point. Look at the SEC numbers. Look at LSU at $199 million. Look at Missouri, 141 million. But they made substantially more in profit. They only spent 125. LSU, I don't understand that, man. I don't understand. Like, that's all. Now, the bigger your stadium, I mean, there's a lot that goes into profit and loss, a lot. But it's inarguable that it's a hell of a lot easier to make money when you're making a hell of a lot more money.
Yes.
And again, I simply tell you, hey, here are the revenue leaders. Look at the conferences of the revenue leaders. Big 10, Big 12, Texas, massive brand. SEC, Big 10, SEC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, Big 10, Big 10. You got to go down to 14. 14.
But think about how that list is going to change this year now, right? The Texas line item at number 2 there is going to be an SEC line item.
Yeah.
No longer a Big 12 line item.
You got to go down to 19 to find Oregon in the Pac-12, and we wonder.
Yeah.
We want it's wild to see the numbers in black and white.
And I think you also, when you think about this conversation, you have to remember again the actual situation is that the athletic department is one portion of a greater budget at a university.
Yes.
You can't forget that. So we're not saying, hey, the university's total overall budget is running at a loss. We're not saying that. Do not get that confused.
Well, and I think Gary makes an interesting point. This is an NIL conversation, Gary Bear. Like, do you put in a salary cap or a ceiling of some kind?
I don't know how you would do that. And if he did do that, that's gonna, again, we're right back in the same conundrum.
No, you know what? We're right back in. We're right back in court.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Think you can do a salary cap. It's too many schools, man. It is too many.
But isn't that the premise of God tier?
Yeah, it is. That's why you need tiers. Yes,
right.
I agree with that. 100%.
Which is what you've been saying.
If you want to have a 3-tier system and each tier has its own cap, okay, we could do that. That could work, right? Because obviously, the number that's been thrown around is like you need at least 50 schools in the God tier, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, like whatever it winds up being. Okay, yeah, you can throw a salary cap on that type of situation, but we're not just going to come out here with an arbitrary number around, hey, you can't spend more than $100 million. Like, we're not doing that, dude. That's not going to work.
And I think the issue is, again, the unintended consequences. If you look at, again, I don't mean to keep throwing the number up there, but if you look at the Big Ten, because that's who's part of this, is Ohio State really going to do anything or struggle at all at 251 points? Because they're making more money now. This is 22-23. You look at Michigan is $41 million behind. Look at Penn State at third. You guys are $70 million behind. Like, do you see how steep the decline is? You are at Wisconsin, at Iowa. You're $100 million behind Ohio State. Let that sink in. You're Oregon. You're $100 million behind Ohio State in your own league. You're Washington. You are $105 million behind Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, does that gap close a little bit? Sure. You're going to make more money, but you're not getting a full share right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You look at Utah, $115.7 million generated. Right now, you're at the top of the Big 12. You take Oklahoma and Texas, put them in the SEC. You're probably going to out-earn Kansas next year, I would assume.
Especially with the college football playoff situation.
Right, but then you have Texas at 239. They're number one. They are number one in the SEC.
So you see what I mean about how and what was Ohio State's number again? Ohio
251.
251. So I mean, you'd be number 2
251
overall.
million.
Yeah, I know. So like that's what I'm saying.
Holy shit.
Like even with the big boys, you see this sort of delineation of, hey, these people, these institutions are elite at doing business, and these ones are just kind of mediocre. And again, I just want to put this out there. Again, these are not college football playoff numbers of most recent times, right?
No, it's 2022, 23.
Yeah, so we don't even have this year's updated numbers yet. And that's why I say, like, no matter what level you're at, business acumen matters. And understanding, okay, what do we need to spend versus what do we want to spend?
You better have salesmen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's really like this, all this, the TV money thing. I think the dirty secret, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think the dirty secret in college sports is the TV money it's not enough. Is it a difference maker? Certainly it's a difference maker. In TV, we have the haves, which would be the Big Ten and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you look at Big 12 revenue. Look how much money is going out the door. That's $400 million going out the door.
Yeah.
You're not making that money back with the four corner schools. I look at the SEC again, Alabama at $214 million. Bro, you're not even playing in the same conversation as Ohio State at $251.
Yeah.
The numbers are broken. And I ask all these incoming schools, like I look at BYU playing in the Big 12. We'll never know. BYU's private. These are all public schools. That's why their numbers are in this report. Can BYU financially compete with Ohio State? I can't believe they would. I can't believe
you got
they
to start
can.
getting into the college football playoff, man.
I just can't. Yeah, I mean, for somebody like BYU, for some like even Prime,
yeah,
we talked about this at Colorado. Deion Sanders, like it's not enough just to have. Okay, well, let's write Deion Sanders in on our head coach line. Did you just think that was going to start printing money? And largely it did.
Do you believe?
Right, like Deion made them a lot of money.
Yeah,
not enough. They lost money in athletics this past year
somehow.
And
that does not account for all the stuff you lost in the UCLA locker room. Just want to point that out.
Right. NIL's broken. And the collectives, this injunction allows BYU to pay X player, Ohio State to pay X player directly. That's what, so I'm curious. Now is any of your favorite university going to go out and hire a commercial salesman who dominate? You better.
Yes.
And their first call better be to Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork.
I'm your guy.
Dude, Lawrence, Kansas tonight. It's a big night for BYU basketball. This would be a nice win to get.
We definitely play to the occasion, so I can see us coming away with a win. We definitely play to the level of our teams the last few games. Like some of the losses we've had in the last two weeks, it's like, what? You go and beat Baylor, and then you lose a few days later. It's crazy. So I can see it happening. Going to be a hostile environment for sure.
Can you win on the road?
Yeah, that we've only won 2 this whole year in the Big 12. I mean, the Big 12 on the road, it's a dogfight.
Yeah. Are you happy with BYU basketball? You're a huge BYU supporter. Are you?
Yeah.
You're going in the right direction at BYU, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going to the Big 12 and doing what we've done, I think a lot of other programs didn't think we would do what we've done. We've been ranked most of the year. And if we would have had some of those wins that should have been wins, obviously, we definitely would still be ranked. And I think when it comes to the tournament, I think as long as we can stay healthy, we will fare well.
And let me ask you a surprise, bigger quick picture question. You're somebody that supports an athletic department. You are somebody that supports athletes at BYU. You are somebody that is passionate about the well-being of athletes and young people at BYU. Are you happy with the financial structure of being a supporter? Does the process work for you as somebody that, I don't know if I would call you a booster, but certainly a supporter?
I think there's a long way to go. I think obviously BYU, Utah, programs like us, we are way behind a lot of these other programs. And not just because, like you were just talking, like financially how much money we have, but a lot of these schools, as we all know, we're already doing all these things. And they already had programs set up to facilitate, and they already knew who to go to for this, that, and the other. So I do think there's a long ways to go as far as communication between the players and these boosters and the collective on what the players need and how they get it and how often they're paid and how it's competitive. I think there's a long way to go, but I think it's awesome. But I kind of agree with you. I think there needs to be some tweaking to fix it so that it is better for the players and the universities, both ways.
But you're a go-to guy. Like when somebody at BYU needs tires or auto repair, I know almost factually you're the first guy they think of.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have probably at least 3 to 5 players in here a week. Yesterday,
Yeah.
Micah Harper and Cody Epps are in here. So like when it comes to cars, they come here and I take care of them. Right.
Yeah. And
that's great.
I think what's interesting about that is you're not, I think people don't understand, like you're a small business owner. You're a guy that's in your store. Jake was down over the weekend. You're cleaning your store. You're rebuilding your store. You're a hands-on small business owner.
Yeah.
And you're also a pretty big supporter of BYU. I just think you're the perfect guy to talk about, hey, what is NIL like and what is supporting a play? Like without you, we couldn't have Jake Retzloff on our show every Thursday. Right. So I just think it's interesting. How is small business for you? How's life at Big O Tires?
It's good. We've had a pretty mild winter, and so we've seen that effect. But we still have a lot of people that are maintaining their cars. As we know, the economy is kind of a little interesting with these Biden economics. And people are taking care of their cars because they're not buying new ones because of how interest rates are so high and prices are high. So people are literally taking care of their cars better and doing, the preventative maintenance, spark plugs, flushes, taking care of those engine lights instead of just letting them go. So we're seeing a lot of uptick on that aspect of the business.
Where can I go if I have a check engine light? Do you know anybody that could diagnose a check engine light for me?
I don't know. Yeah, probably Big O Tires American Fork on State Street. You can't miss us.
I heard they do pretty good work down there at Big O Tires American Fork.
Great work. Big 12 level caliber work.
I love it. And I do think, listen, Big O is a great tire brand. I think we all know that it is probably the best tire brand in the country, but I think you have to have the level of service that you guys provide. I can speak firsthand that you've worked on my Jeeps, plural, everything from tint to oil changes to, again, wheels, alignments. Like there's really nothing you guys at Big O Tires can't do.
Yeah, and we're worth the drive. I mean, you got to realize all these players, they all live in Provo, and they're all driving up to American Fork because we're worth the drive. Yeah,
totally agree. Cody Epps is my dude. He owes me a round of golf this summer. I think he is. I think he's really critically important. Speaking of Jake Retzloff, I think with spring ball starting here, Ryan, I think Cody Epps has to have a good spring. He's got to have a really, really healthy season. This is a pivotal year for him.
100%. I think he stays healthy. He's All-American.
Yeah, totally agree. Ryan, always good to see you, my guy. Go see Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork, your total car care experts. Anything you need with a car, whether it is tires, because trust me, didn't you guys just expand? Now you have more inventory of tires.
Yeah, we just expanded. We probably have an extra 325 tires now. All those weird tire sizes on a lot of these newer cars. So yeah, we've got a lot more inventory to stock for tires, so we can get it done right now instead of, hey, I'll get it done in 2 hours. I got to go to the warehouse and grab these tires. We can just do it now.
But I love the smell of your store because there's nothing like fresh rubber in the morning, right? Like you get the Cross Climate Tuesday. Like I'm telling you, I know I paid a pretty penny for them, and I think they're worth it. I love that tire. But you guys have a great inventory. How's the renovation coming along nicely?
Yeah, it's coming along nice. I'm hoping to have it done in another 2 weeks. I'm hopeful to have it all wrapped up and ready to go. So yeah, we'll have to do a little tour and show you guys the new setup. It looks great. I'm super pumped. See, you're not common because most people do not like the smell of tires. I'll have people that'll call from outside the store. Hey, this is da-da-da. Can you come out and get my car so I don't have to smell the tires?
Is that true?
Oh yeah. So that's why
I love that smell.
That's why I've kind of done this renovation. One, I wanted more inventory, and now I'm going to wall off all the tires so you won't smell tires when you come in here anymore. But I'll take you in the back so you can sniff on the tires.
Okay. Well, that's all I can ask for. I need Anyway, now I feel awkward. Okay, there you go, Ryan. Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork. Always good to see you. Thanks for supporting the show, Ryan.
No problem. Have a good one, guys.
There you go. Jake Retzloff will join us Thursday morning. That's my dude. Like Ryan, and I wasn't even shining him. He is a massive supporter of BYU athletes.
Yes.
I think you guys don't understand. Like when those guys have a car issue, a tire issue, an alignment issue, an oil change issue, any issue with your car at BYU, they go see Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork. A, that's why you should go and see him. But B, he's the guy that makes a difference because these NIL people and collectives are not always above board. I love my guys at Coug Connect, but I'm telling you, it's guys like Ryan and other local business owners that give the support to the player that they need. Like if your car breaks down at BYU on campus, it's walkable, but there's so much to see around BYU, whether it's Zion, whether it's whatever. You need a car.
Yes.
And if it breaks down, guys like Ryan make it possible for those guys to thrive. So I give him a lot of credit. I think, again, I would tell you, go see Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork. Find him on social media. Tell him you heard about it on the Monty Show.
Do it.
Really appreciate it. And Cody Epps can golf. Is Retzloff going to go? Like you guys were texting.
Yeah.
Now you've replaced James, Oak State James, with Retzloff.
I've upgraded. No question about it. I upgraded, So, yeah, me and Retzloff text about Gatorade colors and, getting Cody Epps to, come golfing with us. And so we'll probably put a little group together.
Real quick before we get back to talking. Oh, talk football.
I'll talk football. Man.
I was criticized on Twitter the other day, I think Twitter or Instagram, because I said that I enjoy a good game of golf. And I was told let's go play golf. You don't enjoy a game of basketball. You go and play basketball.
Okay.
You're not going, like, it is uncouth to say, I'm going to go golfing. Do you say you're going to go baseballing? And might I just point out, as I tweeted and Insta snap-faced about this yesterday, if I'm paying you $200 for a greens fee, I want my warm-up bucket for free.
And I don't want like a little one. I want a big bucket of range balls.
We played at one of the best courses in the world in Hawaii, and you got maybe 10 warm-up balls.
Like, that's not a warm-up, dude.
Now, Copper Rock down in Hurricane, Southern
as
Utah.
As you want, dude.
They have one of the best warm-up ranges. They have a chipping green, a chipping area, a putting green, and an awesome driving range. And there is a box of balls on every stall at the driving range.
Yeah.
You don't pay for balls down there. I don't mind paying you a higher greens fee.
Yeah.
But like we went to Wolf Creek, entire bags of balls sitting on the driving range. But there's this one particular course where we go and play, and they want to charge you. It's $13 for a bucket of warm-up balls.
Garbage, dude.
It's ridiculous.
And I love that course. It's one of my favorite courses that's close to us. It's 5 minutes down the street. Love going there. It's a nice little course.
Whatever.
Still got to pay for it.
So is this guy Monty's tire snuff dealer? He is.
Yes. There's yes, he is. Yes.
Am I the only one that likes the? I
love
like the smell of tires.
Love the smell of tires.
Does that make me a weirdo? Now I feel like a weirdo.
Nah, dude, I love the smell of tires.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Like why would you hate the smell of tires?
I don't know.
I don't. It's fine. It's fine. Mike Smith. Do they have a Big O credit card? That would be fun to have. They do.
They offer financing as well.
Absolutely, they offer financing.
Yeah.
OG Gary, Monty out here snorting rubber lines. Dude, yeah, Kaufman, Monty the tire sniff. I love the smell of tires.
Oh, nothing like fresh cut tires in the morning, guys.
CKS. Actually, Big O does a great job for customers, except the Tooele store. They sucked.
Well, you go to the American Fork store.
And he said something that made a lot of sense. I live in South Jordan. I drive all the way down to American Fork because I get that level of service.
Yep.
And I don't get free stuff or I pay for all of my service at Big O Tires in American Fork. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because I drop my car off there, and it's what we always say. If I know when I drop my car off that when I pick it up, it's going to be perfect, dude, done. Done. Every time.
Yeah. And I think his point about people keeping their cars longer is spot on.
Yeah, we're looking at getting rid of our Rubicon. My wife wants a more, I don't know, more of a daily driver. It is not easy to buy a car.
No.
I'm looking at I want something if I'm going to buy, and I generally buy a new car every 2 years. I've had my Grand Cherokee for exactly a year, so I'm going to hold on to it probably for another year. But when I buy a car, I want something that's going to retain its value. The Jeep has retained its value for the most part. We're probably 50% of value. But I would pay more for a Cayenne.
Mm.
I'm not even joking. And why would I pay more for a Cayenne? Because I know when I go to trade that in 2 years, it's still going to have value to it. It's the number 2 value holder. It has great residual. But you got to pay for what you get, right? Dakota. Jakey don't want no small balls. The boy needs the big bag of balls.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, you are. You know exactly what he's talking about.
I don't know what you mean.
Eric and Raleigh, good to see you, buddy. Channeling your inner Jimmy Buffett, one particular course, dude.
Yeah, dude. And it's really frustrating because, and again, you know, love Canyons. Canyons is official golf course of the Monty Show. You know that in Park City. Problem is Canyons is covered in snow right now. So when you get the oddball 60-degree day in the valley in the middle of winter and you want to go golf, you got to go to a local course. Problem is that local course wants to pipe you on range balls, even though we call them. So we call them, right, early in the week to book the tee time over the weekend. They're like, yeah, we don't have any times until 2:20. So it's not like you're hurting for tee times, bro. It's not
sold
like
out.
busy.
We're sold out on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's fine. Eric, hope you're well. Good to see you. The Monty Ghost. What are you playing? The U.S. Open? Just tee it up and play.
No, dude. Nope. Can't just tee it up and play, bro.
Giggity. I'm with you, Monty. Just got new tires, and now my garage smells awesome.
Oh, it's the best, dude.
Lil Jizzy. Glenmore Golf Course is stingy with range balls. Oh, my God. Dude. I love playing Glenmore.
Yeah, I like Glenmore a lot.
I have two issues with Glenmore. One, it's super expensive for what it is. Okay.
Yeah, what is it usually?
56 something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Their range balls are a bucket of balls there is like $16.
Yeah.
It is not cheap. Do they give you range balls to warm up with? They don't. Here's the other thing.
They do have a nice range. I'll give them that. They do have a nice range.
Right, but what else do they do? When we weren't vampires and I wasn't getting up at 4 a.m., we'd probably play mornings there twice a week.
Yeah.
Always mowing. Okay, I get it. It's morning. Why are you mowing over my ball? Why are you riding down the middle of the fairway when I'm standing on the tee box? Drives me crazy. But I love Glenmore. Lexus is good for value retainment. It is, Mike. If the number
into, but
they have the number one mid-size SUV that retains value. So I need one. Okay, you know. Dakota Tubbs, you're not weird, Monty. Well, yes, you are. But tires and gasoline are amazing smells.
Yes.
Gasoline's something different. You know, Chris C. What's up, Chris? True, I saw the new Cayenne. I'm looking to get it also. Dude, I want a Cayenne in my life. I want a Cayenne in my life. I want.
Yeah, I can't do that, dude.
I'm straightening my vest.
Dude, bro.
I will have a Cayenne. Mrs. Monty may leave me, but I will. Yep. I was looking at a Tesla Model S. Come on. COS, it looked great on matte black in the parking lot. Many of my coworkers have it. Don't get a Tesla.
Everyone's got a Tesla, dude. Get a Cayenne.
But the problem is there's zero residual value in a Tesla.
Yeah.
Zero. And the maintenance cost, I want to say it's gone up. Cost of ownership on Tesla has gone up every month that you own it. Goes up every month that you've owned it. It's not going in the right direction.
Yeah.
The Monty Ghost. Oh no, not NBA sucks guy. I know everybody's NBA sucks guy. We get it. River Oaks sucks. Buddy got mad at me hitting driver. Well, I did also have a moment. I almost murked a guy the other day. On the back nine, there is a I don't remember what hole it is. It might be 14, 15.
15, I believe it is.
It's a 3-wood. It's 305 to the green. I didn't think there was any way I was getting there. I took out a 3-wood.
Windy, you know.
It's a weird day of golf. Real quick before we get to the NBA. Weird day of golf. It was a 25, 30 mile an hour gust and a consistent probably 10 to 12 mile an hour crosswind. Par 3, hit a 9-iron. Right? It was I think it was
it's like 170.
170-ish. I hit a 9-iron. That went 200 miles an hour, or went 200 yards rather, over this par 3 green. The wind had zero effect on it. I thought I lost my ball, so I hit another one. Pitching wedge. I'm like, well, I'm going to hit a pitching wedge. Right? I hit a beautiful, and I'm working on my swing. Okay, great. I hit 2 beautiful shots with off this tee box. The pitching wedge, obviously it's more lofted club, put the ball up in the air, and it's about to drop onto the green, and then the wind comes and blows it way left. And I was so mad. Because how do you hit a 9-iron 200 yards? With a crosswind. The ball's going this way, the wind's going this way.
You peered that 9-iron, dude.
And it was a bomb.
Yeah. It was.
And at that point that was the third hole we played. I think it was an odd round of golf. Christopher Shannon, do you like Panameras, Monty? I do.
I just think the
Cost.
Cayenne's better value though, dude.
The cost on the Panamera is so much. I feel like it's just high in price. You'd up Van Jen. I'm the cheapskate who buys you trade-in and drives it for 10 years. Yeah. I usually only buy CPO.
Yeah.
Certified pre-owned.
Yeah.
So Steve Stepanek, I've been looking for a new used car for like 10 months now. It's impossible. It's impossible. Why get a Cayenne when you don't have any kids at home? Get a Macan. It's more fun to drive. Oh,
yeah.
contrary.
It's also less powerful than an SQ5. It's smaller, and you don't get the glorious V8 of the Cayenne.
And we used to consistently, when I had the Audi SQ5, I used to process Macans on a regular basis.
Regularly. Because the Macan's like 30 horsepower down, and it's got less torque.
Yeah, and the SQ5's a twin turbo V6. Like, it's a beautiful motor.
And not every Macan is all-wheel drive, where the SQ5 is quattro. So,
yeah. The most important showgrum of the day. Haha, have a great day, guys. You too. Good to see you, Jeremiah.
By the way, Gary, when are we getting out to golf, dude? I mean, just asking for a friend. I'm trying to golf for how long?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You don't buy a car to make money, that's for sure. Not right now, you don't. I think that's a great point. OG Gary, driver on the range, Monty? No. It wasn't a driver. It was a 3-wood.
Yeah, it was a 3-wood that he hit 270.
I also hit a flipping 54 degree, like 120 on one swing. I'm in a weird place with the golf ball right now. I'll be honest with you. The golf ball is eating my soul from the inside out. Like
and I had this whole thing with your 60. You had an old 60.
I had an old 60 degree that I shouldn't have been using. I knew I shouldn't have been using it. When you get fit at PXG, the club is perfectly fit for you. It makes a difference. I have my 60 degree that I got fit for sitting in our studio because we chip with some, like wiffle balls.
Yeah.
I left it down here, so I had the old 60 degree in the bag, and I just can't hit it at all. I didn't have it fit. I bought it stock. It was terrible. And I literally threw it out. Like, I was done with it. And so the one thing that I've started doing is I started chipping with my 54 degree around the greens, and I'm much better with it. The 60 that I'm fit for is fine.
Yeah.
But that 54 degree, I hit 2 chips off the green that were within 10 feet. So who knows? I'm just in a weird place. When you change your golf swing, it's very difficult to dial anything in. So right now I'm hitting the ball much further than I am used to hitting it. And I don't know, are my PXGs just poppy? They absolutely could be. Absolutely could be. But I don't know how I'm hitting a 54 degree, 120 yards. Little downhill maybe. Okay. But there was no wind. This hole's cut back into a valley. It's maybe a few feet downhill. And that ball it was an 86-yard shot. Well struck, then went 120 yards. You figure it out. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's been happening since Mrs. Monty and I went to the Ledges in St. George a couple of weeks ago, a month now.
Uh-huh.
I hit an 8-iron to the moon, dude. I hit an 8-iron out of the first cut of rough at the Ledges in St. George.
It's my favorite place to be.
I think honest to God, I think I hit that ball almost 200 yards. It's wild when I catch a golf ball, how far it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you can't hit a 9-iron. It's not some badge of honor to be hitting a 9-iron that far the other day.
Yeah, and it was legit. I when it went, because I was standing behind you when you hit this ball, and I was like, oh wow, great line, like right at the flag. I was like, sick. This is going to be a good shot right here, and it just kept going. Like, bro, how
through a crosswind? It
wasn't like you hit like a low stinger either.
No.
This was like a nice, beautiful.
No, I hit the ball high in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much to the point that Buddy on the range is like, hey man, can I ask you a question?
That's
and
right.
Of course, you're like, no, you can't. I'm not.
I was in the middle of my warm up. and I was hitting the ball well. And so I was really trying to focus on right now with my 3-wood and my driver. I'm really trying to focus on keeping my hands in front of my body and keeping this angle right. And I'm really working on some things. And so this guy's like, hey, bro, can I ask you a question? I said, not right now. And I just kept hitting. When I was done hitting, I turned around and I said, hey, what can I do for you? And he said, hey, I really struggle to hit the ball. I'm wondering if you can teach me how to hit it up in the air. And I said, well, I'm not a guy that teaches people how to play golf. I'm not at all a teacher at all. And I said, all I do is I really work because I'm into this thing now where I really load my front leg and my backswing. And I really work on my turn. And so I'm getting good compression angle. Ball goes up in the air. I hit my 3-wood.
Bro, we're on this par 4. My guy over here hits his 3-wood like 270 at least. It lands next to the guys who are chipping onto the green. Like never would have thought that he'd have got there.
No chance it's getting there.
The wind was at our face. Like I was like, yeah, you're fine. Like it's not going to get there. 3-wood should go up in the air. The wind should knock it down. No, didn't knock it down. Lands right next to him, and you see, dude's like, oh man, wow, what just happened?
And I didn't even think it was getting close to him when I hit it.
So we roll up, and he's like, hey man, sorry.
I got in the cart after we hit our shots. I got in the cart, drove up to the green. They were on the green, and I said, hey, I'm really sorry about that, man. And I apologized. He said, well, just yell 4 next time. And I said, I did not think it was going to get anywhere near you. When it was up in the air, I was certain it was going to fall short because this hole the green is this massive 2-tiered green.
And it's above you from the tee box.
There's a big goalie in front of the screen. So I hit it, and I was trying to leave it short so I had an easy 60-degree in.
So you weren't in the goalie.
It's a 305 green, and that ball had to be 280, 285. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And
and thankfully, the guy in front of us who you almost hit was chill about it.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, great. He said to me, great strike, man. Great shot. He said, the good news is that was a great strike, great shot.
Yeah.
And we fist bumped, and I said, I'm really sorry, it'll never. And it didn't. We got nowhere near him. I was really careful the rest of the round.
Yeah.
So better club selection, Monty. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, it's hard to make. Okay, here's the problem. Here's what happens. And this is why I think you're struggling right now. So when you're inconsistent with your so you're trying to create a new swing, which gives you some inconsistency in ball striking, which then means that when you do hit a good one, it goes too far, and you never thought you would have got to be able to hit it that far. And when you hit a bad one, it's way short, and you were like, wow, I should be able to hit my 9 like 170, but I hit it bad, so I only went 140, so now I'm in a bad position. It gets frustrating. So then as you go through the round, you're not taking your time thinking about, okay, well, hey, it's a crosswind. If I hit my best 9-iron, maybe the wind isn't as big a deal. Like, you're not.
And we got all this shit going on in our life. So I had one range session that last week, not working on my swing as much as I want to be. Like it was that thing. So now the biggest problem that I have is my 50-degree and my 8-iron. The 50-degree is to the moon, Alice. But on the 18th,
yeah, 50 degree is great.
I dropped 10-yard 50-degree within 10 feet of the hole.
Oh,
I said
beautiful.
anything. It was a flag. The left of the flag was short-sided to a bunker. But right of the flag, which Jake found out because he hit his 50-degree onto the green and it rolled off. There's a false front there.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, anything between the flag and the bunker on the left, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hit it straight up in the air, dropped it probably 7 feet maybe.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Missed the putt, of course.
Yeah.
Jerk. But it's just this thing where my 8-iron for the last month is going a mile, and I have no idea how to not make it go a mile. So now I'm trying to dial clubs back. But when you're in a win, like we're going to play at Copper Rock this weekend, it's going to be windy.
Yeah. But again, I think because we played Wolf Creek last month, and I'm just more in the mood for like much more straightforward courses.
I want tame golf right now.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
I would give anything to go play canyons right now.
Yeah. And I know people are like, oh, well, it's canyons. That's not tame. It actually is. They're very accessible holes. Like, it's not really that difficult of a course. Like, it's a great spot. But yeah, Gary, I mean, locally, like, if I can't play canyons, yeah, I like River Oaks a lot. I don't like
River
that you
Oaks
have
is a
to
great
play-
course.
I don't like that you have to pay for your range balls, but what I will say is they have a good range, and there's a lot of places you go to, much like Wolf Creek, that don't really have a good warm-up facility. They don't.
How is it that you can pay $400 at Wolf Creek and you can't warm up your driver?
How?
Can't warm up your three. It's
Especially
straight up
at a course when driving is everything. If you don't drive well at Wolf Creek, you're
done.
You're done. It's over.
You're done. Yeah. Brandon Butler makes a good point that J2H is all about accessible holes.
Yeah, dude. Hole accessibility is a big deal for me, dude. I need to be able to drop my ball, very close to the hole.
Yep. The Monty Ghost, don't mention PXG to Monty, please. Well, and some of it is that. Some of it is that, right? Brady Cook, looking at getting new clubs and want to know how you have liked your PXGs. I love them.
Yeah.
I love him. Our guy Garrett down in Provo, I did a good job fitting him.
I think they're great for the golfer who is, not trying to be a pro. I think the reason that it sometimes you get their poppy. I think they're poppy. Like
There's no
over
doubt
the weekend when we played, and I was driving it better, but I've never been somebody who drives it 290, 300 regularly. That's just not my game. My game is 270, 280, play the irons well, chip well. That's always been my game. And for whatever reason, the driver just felt like going a little further. And the problem is, like for you, there's no way to explain why it went further. Cool, it went further, but sometimes that's not always a good thing.
No.
But I love the feel of them. The quality is top notch. The wedges, dude, even if I were to switch manufacturer, I probably would keep the wedges.
Yeah, the
They're
Sugar
that
Daddy
good,
wedges
dude.
from PXG are dominant.
They're outstanding.
But I used to play Callaway.
Yeah.
And the reason I did not buy Titleist is because I think you have to really be a good ball striker to play Titleist irons. That's my opinion. Callaway's a little more forgiving. PXG is so forgiving.
Yeah.
I am not a great golfer. I'm not. Right now, I'm probably a 10 or 12 handicap. I'm not very good. I'm struggling with my swing. I'm trying to get with Darren, my swing coach up at Canyons. I'm trying to get some time with him, but I haven't been able to do that. And right now, my driver and my wood swing is pretty good. I hit my 3-wood really well the other day. I hit my driver pretty well, but there are just some swings where, man, it is. Yeah. I would tell you that PXG, for any amateur golfer, I would go PXG. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
And if you need a referral in Provo, I have the Utah guy. He covers the entire state of Utah, is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, OG Gary, I'm trying to knock off some rust at the moment, Jake. We will play soon. Promise.
Well, I'm not saying we're good. I'm saying that it's nice to play with people.
Yeah, I am a guy that right now I need a lot of range time because I've got to figure out my swing.
I think part of it, though, for you is just consistency. I don't think you're in a place where you need the range time because your game's falling off so much.
No.
I just think you need the range time just for the reps. That's it. Because when you go to the range regularly, you play well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and I feel like that's for everybody. But the problem is that life happens sometimes. So, we're working on this project and we're doing all these things during the day. And so we don't have as much time. And so it's like, how do you find that balance? And sometimes it's not easy to do.
And if it was warmer, I'd go to Glenmore at night and hit the range, but it's not. It's snow covered right now. Better club selection, Monty. Read that one. Cam, how are you? Did you just say you load your wood? I do.
Yeah, dude. We load our wood pretty good, dude. Yeah.
Does J2H know that quote "to the moon, Alice" is from Monty? Seriously, giggity. I'm all for very accessible holes. Stepanic Colbert Hills Golf Course. Okay, I like it. Tiger Woods' dad played baseball for Kansas State University. That's amazing.
Okay.
I've never been fitted and need some irons that are forgiving.
Yeah, I would go PXG then. Absolutely. I absolutely I would, man.
You get fit, forget it.
Yeah.
It completely changes your game.
Yeah.
You have to be fit for clubs. And PXG's fitting process is the best in the business.
PXG golf ball is a hack.
Yeah,
bro.
It really is.
That golf ball goes a long way.
It really is. Hey, playa, I am golf in May. It's the course by the jail.
Oh, is that a Thanksgiving Point reference? Or
it might be. which is a hard course. Yeah, that would be great. Brady Cook said, yeah, DM me. I'll send you Garrett's info. He's great. RJC man, good AM boys. Good AM. Good day, Mike.
Hey, good day, Mike.
All right, let's get some NBA hoop rolling on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at The Advocates.
Getting knocked around in an accident is awful. That's why you need someone to look out for you. Call The Advocates for your free consultation, and we'll keep you from getting knocked around. Yes.
Find The Advocates at theadvocates.com, where you never pay a penny out of pocket. And if you've been hurt at work, if you got in a car accident, and I tell you, in these winter conditions that we have today, and we're going to have around here for the next week, I'm telling you guys, you get in these accidents with these big rigs on the freeways and on the streets. It's wild how reckless, in my opinion. Like, we were driving up to Evanston, Wyoming the other day, and it's ridiculous to me that these truck drivers cut you off with a foot to spare. And it's not your fault when truck drivers are reckless, or I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. I understand it's tough driving a truck, man, but there's responsibility there. And if you've gotten in an accident with a semi truck, make sure you get to theadvocates.com, where you never pay a penny to talk to an attorney. There are no, consultation fees, retainers, none of that. The Advocates know that when you've been in a wreck, the last thing you need to be doing is reaching into your pocket to pay for an attorney. You don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case, and they have decades of experience to get you the best potential outcome. Hook it up, theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Big stuff brewing in the NBA, especially with LeBron James. Is LeBron, and I don't know how do you say this? Is Bronny a bust at USC? He's not. But are our expectations too high for Bronny James, Jake?
Yeah, I think that Bronny was never, Bronny isn't the best of the LeBron James children, right? Like, Bryce is the guy that's going to be the absolute juggernaut of the three. And I think that the problem is that Bronny is the guy who's already in college and already trying to make a career. And I think Bronny's wonderfully talented. I think the guy can shoot for days. I think his basketball IQ is out of this world. I do think he picked that up from LeBron. And he's got pretty solid athleticism. The thing he doesn't have is size. He's a smaller player. And so he's dealing with that a little bit at USC. And I do agree with what Bron said. I do think that we need to let Bronny go through the process, man. Like, he's a freshman at USC. Maybe he needs to play another year. Maybe, and everyone's making this huge deal about how ESPN dropped him off the board and, he's going to be a second rounder in 2025. And, everyone's like panicking about, Bronny's future. And it's like, dude, like, let this kid play. Let him get time. Maybe Bronny would develop and be a better player if he had one more year at USC. Maybe then the team who drafts him will get a better product. So, yeah. To me, I just don't think this is a big deal, but people are making it a big deal because everyone assumed, oh, well, Bronny's going to be a one and done and the Lakers are going to draft Bronny and they're going to ride off into the sunset together. And it's like, hey, maybe it's not meant to be. Or maybe Bron's got to keep biding his time. Bron's got to keep playing, right? If he wants to accomplish that goal. So to me, I'm not sitting here saying, man, like, wow, Bronny's a bust and he's terrible. If you watch Bronny's plays when he has the opportunity, he's a good player. But he's not getting that much opportunity yet. And part of that's on him, but part of that's on SC. If you gave Bronny 30 minutes a night in a basketball game, what would that look like? I don't know yet. He hasn't seen that type of time yet. So that's what I'm saying. Like, give the kid time to develop. I guarantee you he will have moments in the tournament. I guarantee it.
I think this is nothing different than Charlie Woods. Trying to put Charlie Woods into a PGA tournament at 15 years old, I think it's a mistake. And I think we as sports fans put such crazy expectations because he's LeBron's kid, because he's Tiger's kid. I think you have to allow them to live their lives. And my question is, who's putting more pressure on Bronny? LeBron to make sure he gets to the NBA and they can play together? Or is it the fans? I don't think LeBron, after the heart attack issue that Bronny had, I think those expectations went out the window. LeBron has much said so, that hey, he's going to get to the NBA this year. He's going to be great. We'll put him on the Lakers. Everything will be great. Those expectations changed. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I don't think that means a kid's a bust. And I think we're so excited to say LeBron's kid is a bust just because he's LeBron's kid.
Yeah.
Let him play basketball. Why do we care? And I hate that we root so hard against, like, this Kyle Filipowski story with the Wake Forest court rushing thing that we're going to get to here in a second. People were so happy it was Duke and Filipowski. It's like, why would you be happy that kid got hurt when they rushed the court?
Stupid.
Like, we want people to fail, and I don't understand that. I've never understood this desire to have Bronny James be a bust just because he's LeBron's kid. Why are you hoping that a teenager fails in life? I've never understood that. And the hardest part is Bronny's always going to be known as a basketball player, a failed basketball player. Oh, you busted out in the NBA. Okay. Why do you think the Ball family is so, I don't know, infamous at this point? Well, because all of them are hurt. And now whatever his name is, right? Like, the older son now is playing in Mexico.
Cleangelo.
Clamato Ball is playing in Mexico now. And people are like, oh, what an embarrassment. Really? He's getting a paycheck to play basketball. What are you doing? That's what I don't understand. Our passion, our desire to see these kids fail is ridiculous to me.
Yes.
If you're rooting against Bronny James, you have a problem. That is, you just cannot do that. I don't believe. I think you have to at least let the kid get to the NBA and fail, and then maybe you can call him a bust.
But that's the thing about us as fans. We go both ways. Oh man, wow. Dude, you're the best ever. Tiger, Charlie, like, man, autographs. I need just fawning. Victor, oh my God. But then when it's Bronny and he's underachieving, oh, you suck, you're terrible, you're never going to make it, you're a disappointment, you're awful. Like, we go both ways with it. And I just think that you can't do that. It's almost like what they said in The Gladiator, right? Like, win the crowd. Bronny hasn't won the crowd yet, right? But Bron has, obviously. Like, other guys have. And so to me, it is a frustrating thing that we continue to try to put Bronny down when the kid almost died on a basketball court and now is back working on his game and playing games.
Yeah, and listen, if Bronny's a bust, can I be a bust like Bronny's a bust?
Yeah, seriously.
Can I be a bust like LiAngelo's a bust? Can I be a bust like Michael Jordan's kids? Were absolutely, I mean, the expectations were through the roof. Can I be a bust like Michael Jordan's kids are busts? That'd be great. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Show me how.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want to fail like they failed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. And I do want to get to this court storming thing, because I think this court storming thing is a very big deal. And I said a year ago when we talked about this, because this is not new. Every year we have this conversation. What did I tell you guys a year ago? Charge every kid who's on that court with trespassing. Instantly, I think it changes things. What did Jay Billis say after the Filipowski thing? Well, he went a step further than I went. Jay Billis said, put a rope around the court and write every kid a ticket and arrest them and release them on their own recognizance on the spot.
Yeah.
I think that might be too much. Ticket them for trespassing. Ticket them for trespassing. It'll never happen again.
Look at all those people, man.
And Kyle Filipowski, the Duke forward, it turns out he has a bone bruise in his knee, is what they're describing it as. He's trying to get off the court, and obviously we can't show you the video. He got sniped by a fan. This is no different than that fan who I think targeted Caitlin Clark when they collided. This is no different. Running onto the court should be illegal. Oh, wait, it is. We should enforce that penalty, because at some point we're going to have multiple injuries. Obviously, there is a inside the line or outside the lines on ESPN. Outside the lines did a story about how there was a kid that was paralyzed from rushing the court incident. We're going to see a serious injury. In this day and age, we're going to see somebody get stabbed or shot or
something.
And it's completely unnecessary. It is completely unnecessary. I don't know why we don't stop it.
Yeah, because I think we all think it's cool. We all think it's like, oh man, like, It's like when we do it in football and they take down the goalposts, right? The field goal post. Like,
Yeah.
man, this is really cool. And wow, we just won a big game. And can't believe Auburn just beat Alabama, or can't believe this huge upset or whatever, right? Like that's what we like to do as fans. We want it our way, and we don't want to consider the damage it does to the player standing in the middle of the field or the court, the field of play, if you will, and the injuries that they will incur. And I think that's the troubling part, is you're not even going to consider that Filipowski now has a bone bruise in his knee and is going to have to deal with that, and that's going to hurt Duke's season a little bit. And like, come on, dude, like, how do we not even think of this?
It's this whole thing we always talk about. Charlie Woods again.
Yeah.
Charlie Woods is trying to qualify for a PGA tournament, and you're pissed off he won't give you an autograph during the round.
Yeah, no thought to, hey, this cat's trying to do something he's never done. He's working, like he's trying to get paid. Like, no thought to that.
No thought that Kyle Filipowski wants to play in the NBA and likely will, and you injured his knee because you had to storm the court.
By the way, we don't see this in the NBA. Just want to point that out. Don't see this in the NBA.
You could, and the worst part is you could easily stop it.
And I think the interesting part is the ACC has no penalty for storming the court.
No.
There's no discipline attached to that.
You could easily stop it. A lot of universities prevent it, but then Wake Forest doesn't. I think you have to drop the hammer on this. I think Jay Billis a little too far, holding those kids on the court and then writing them, arresting them and releasing them and writing them a ticket. Write them a ticket for trespassing. And I think you got to fine him. Penalize them for running onto the court.
Yes.
And they will stop running onto the court. And if you're caught running on the court twice, you should be banned for life from that arena.
Agreed.
This is not rocket science, man. I want fans to have a good time. We're fortunate. The Muss and the Rock in Utah, the state of Utah, the Muss student section at Utah, the Rock at BYU are two really good student sections. We've got to prevent them from running on the field, especially in football.
Yeah.
And especially in basketball.
Yeah.
It just can't happen. It cannot happen, in my opinion. The Monty Ghost, here's an idea. Make the schools involved playing an empty stadium for a season. I think you should. MH5, the best programs don't storm the court. It's nothing to encourage. It's not.
Nope.
It really is not. Shouty, wow, every school gets fined rushing the court unless you're in the ACC where it's not a penalty.
Yeah.
It's not a penalty. RJC, man, I'm tired of the pussification of America. I rode a bike without a helmet. Dude, people are getting injured rushing the court. This isn't a pussification of America.
Yeah.
We need to stop with this. It is very dangerous. And I don't think that's what it is. Shouting it up to millions of dollars for rushing the court. Every school gets fined rushing the court. Well, I don't know if it's millions of dollars. Boyd Lake. And it also is the equivalent of joining a mob, which is what an out of control crowd is. Yes, it is. And bad things happen in even well-intended and happy mobs. Yes, they do.
Yes.
Fat Jesus, tase everyone, electrify the court.
Yeah.
Tase them all.
Do it.
The Big 12 fines schools. Yes, they do. But the ACC does not. Utah fans running on the field before the game was over and BYU missed the field goal after the penalty still. They did. Dock the winner a half game for storming the court. What good does that do?
Yeah, that doesn't help anybody, dude.
You have to stop the behavior. Write them a trespassing ticket. If they are caught rushing the court again, they're banned for life.
See you later.
Fine them $5,000. That's probably too much. Fine them $500. Trespass them.
Yeah.
They won't do it again.
Yeah.
Mike Smith, throw a bunch of marbles on the court just before the hit. Kyle Filipowski out for the year. Torn a butthole tendon, slipping on a marble.
Hey, Dante DiVincenzo, would you mind coming down to the Duke game so you can tackle some people like you did last night?
Yeah. Giggity. RJ Seaman sounds like he could have used a helmet. Wow.
Damn, Giggity. That's cold.
Wow.
Bro.
The Monty Ghost. I think I saw Big Daddy Magic posing for a selfie. I think you did. That's correct.
This is your beloved.
RJ Seaman. Okay, I had a bad take. You convinced me. Well done, Monty, being serious. Well,
there you go. Good job, dude.
I just think you have to have some respect for the fact that these guys are working.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a living. And I'm with Boyd Lake. What good comes from mob scenes?
Nothing. Never has, never will.
You know, like yeah.
And we glorify it in movies. Oh man, we hit the game winner and now everyone's celebrating and oh my God. When the reality is people get hurt, man.
And it is LeGarrette Blount punching a fan in the face. It is that you're just changing people's lives, and I think it needs to stop. All right, a couple more because then we have to talk about AI making burgers. Player safety needs to be a priority, Brady says. Absolutely. Steve says use paintball guns. They will stop storming the court. Well, I mean, listen.
Money.
If you release some pit bulls who haven't eaten for like 4 days, trust me when I say they'll stop rushing the court.
Who are your sources? Trust me, bro.
Trust me.
Yeah, trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Frank Hageman. If I was a 4 or 5-star recruit, I'd rather play overseas or in the G League. College basketball is such a joke. There's no spacing, no defensive 3 seconds, and nobody cares until March. Well, that's not entirely wrong. I've always said if I were a top prospect, unless I really cared about putting on a Duke shirt or a Carolina shirt, I'd play in the G League. Because now you look at the Scoot Hendersons of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I think you look at the Victor Wembanyama's dominating in Europe. The problem with Europe is it's not great basketball.
It's soft.
You look at Clamato and LaMelo. Are they better off because they played in Lithuania and in Australia? Or are they
wild times? Dudes in Lithuania playing basketball.
Or are you better off Lonzo going to UCLA? I don't know. I have no idea. I think you're one of these. But you know what, Frank? I would go play for G League Ignite.
Yeah.
Get in. And again, if you identify your kid, and I've said this, if your kid's a softball player, a baseball player, certainly a golfer, a football, or a basketball player, send them to IMG. Because they're going to get the best development. They're going to get the best education. They're going to have a great shot to go to the next level.
Yes.
Right? The coaching at IMG is ridiculous. The golf coaching at IMG is insanity. It is insanity. The Monty Ghost, way to go hitting the reverse, RJC, man. Exactly. Steve Walgamot Jr. Send Jake out there to direct student traffic when they storm the court.
Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm gonna pass on that opportunity, dude. That's just not really my thing.
I think it's very interesting that you have a situation, and this is just my opinion. You have a situation that is so easily fixed.
Yes.
So easily fixed. Why, oh why can we not do something about this?
Because they want the spectacle.
Yeah. NBA, whoa, comment dump.
Oh, and there
Oak
he
State
is.
James. If I had that,
James, welcome back.
If I had that kind of talent, I would love to play at North Carolina. The Dean Dome holds over. Here we go. Stadium.
Guys.
The Dean Dome holds over 20K, and it's an amazing arena.
Guys.
Somebody forgot to tell Armando Baycott that. Prick. Joseph Carruthers, who watches the G League, NBA scouts, and decision makers. Scoot Henderson ain't doing much for the Blazers. Okay, so let me get this right. He went, I think he went third overall. First round, third pick. I think he's 13 points and 5 assists a night on a terrible basketball team.
Yes.
And
that's probably 8 or 9 assists on a good team.
And Scoot's not doing much for the Blazers. Hey, I know this is taboo on this show, but James, do you even watch the NBA?
It's Joseph.
Joseph, do you even watch the NBA? What do you mean? Scoot, and let me look up Scoot's numbers before I go polluting the atmosphere. 12.9 points, 3 boards, 4 dimes. And you're telling me he's not doing much. Shooting 31% from 3. He's not doing much. Playing in 43 games. Fuck him. He's not doing much. Are you kidding me? Like, what?
As a rookie.
Do you guys understand that this is the world we live in now? This is the world we live in. And I want
Yeah, dude.
I
wish it made sense.
I want to understand. Like, what do you
wish it
mean he's
made
not? What do you mean
sense.
he's not doing much? What do you mean he's not doing much? And I get it. Now he's hurt. But if you look at what's around him, let's see. You're telling me that Tumani Kamara, oh man, difference maker. Jeremy Grant, decent player. Not dominating.
Dominating.
Anthony Simons.
Good player.
Scoot Henderson.
Good player.
Justin Minaya.
Who?
Jabari Walker.
Who?
Chris Murray. KRIS.
Who?
Duop Reith.
Duop. Son it.
Are you serious?
Because it's garbage.
Matisse Thybulle played 11 minutes, minus 25, 0 points. Yeah, that's Scoot's fault.
Yeah, man. Wow. He's no Scoot Henderson, but he'll do.
Ashton Higgins. Do you guys understand that Jabari Walker played 24 minutes, minus 24? He scored 8 points. Yeah, Scoot's terrible. He sucks. God damn. Some days this comment section is wild.
Well, Monty, you're a Blazer fan now, Monty.
Hey, Monty. Can I just call you Monty Scoot or Monty Henderson?
Hey, Monty, go ahead and scoot on over. I want to give you my take.
Like, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking?
Yeah,
Scoot Henderson
terrible.
sucks.
Terrible. Yeah, he's garbage.
I give up. James, Dakota, you can have an orange Cayenne Turbo S and a free pizza from Hideaway every week. Okay. Because Dakota said, I'll go play at Oak State, but I better get an orange McLaren, and James better be my personal sports videographer for my time on campus. He's busy shining Ollie Gordon's knob. He ain't got no time for that.
And Ollie Gordon doesn't even play for them no more, man.
You know, Ollie Gordon. Capazzo, better a Blazer fan than a Jazz fan. At least the Blazers try to win. Oh,
damn.
Okay. Wake up and hit the like button. Yeah, where are we at on likes? I haven't looked at this all day. We have we only have 65 likes and way over 1,000 views.
Please hit the like button. Good Lord.
If BYU plays in the fog, going to be a challenge. They play well at home. BYU's got to be at home.
Yeah. Lawrence,
Kansas tonight. Anybody like who wants to drop a score prediction on Rock Chalk versus the Cougs? It's going to be tough because KU's 6.5 points in that game.
Yeah.
Do you see the numbers? Only 154.5. And I mean, BYU averages 83 points a game. The problem is they give up 70 points a game. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Big Daddy Magic.
Monty.
Hey, Monty. You should be a Victim fan. You and him to the next. Okay.
Bro.
I don't know who Victim is.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Victor Wambam Jermama.
Oh, autocorrect got you.
James. Kansas 80, BYU 74. OG Guri. Kansas 71. BYU 66, says the guy who spent $100,000 on his wedding.
Yeah, Gary, what's it like being a BYU fan now? I was recently told that, you were a big-time booster.
How do you think he afforded his wedding? Tanner Plummer, 85-68 Kansas. Hope I'm wrong. But, again, you're a BYU fan. So, oh, man, it's going to be 107-16. Rock Chalk Jayhawk in that Cougar tail, boy. Hey, boy.
Monty. It's still Jalen's fault.
Monty, stay the hell out of Lawrence tonight. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be dead Cougars around like Teddy Wayman was pounding box. Just dead everywhere. OG Gary, Yidge booster. Yidge. They give me money for not giving them money. Best deal ever.
We were saying that.
And the elephant I had at my wedding, he took a shit on the like main table. But listen, I got to tell you, when that elephant walked up on the stage and fell through it, it was an amazing moment. Thank God the horn nose thing, the trunk of the elephant curled up in the air. Prosperity for life. And by the way, can I just tell you that elephant probably should get some more fiber in its diet. That log weighed like 1,000 pounds. If you're in Lawrence tonight, go to Toppers.
Guys.
Great pizza and wings. Okay, Travelocity presented by Oak State James.
Yeah.
RJC man pounding box. Nice.
Skunk.
Carruthers, with all due respect. Oh, shit, here it comes.
Here we
I
go.
think I've watched more Blazer games than you guys this season.
And with all due respect,
Well, we don't watch games, remember?
Yeah, we don't watch games. I mean, ask Twitter. They'll tell you,
Yeah, I don't.
We're too busy running fake accounts, I guess,
So I don't watch Blazer games, but I knew Scoot's stats off the top of my head. Yeah. Hey, Monty, you're kind of a savant there, bro. I mean, I'm not sure what you know more about, Oreo cookies or Scoot Henderson's rectum. Like, that was amazing.
Y'all reading all this cap ass shit.
Boyd Lake, I'm optimistic. BYU 82, Kansas 80. Okay. Maury Alvarez, BYU wins in the Miracle in Allen Fieldhouse, 80-75. Appreciate you, Maury Alvarez, a member of the show for 13 months. Thank you. OG Gary, nah, we get tigers at the wedding, not elephants.
Tigers.
Not elephants, obvious reasons. Yeah, you hate your in-laws and you want your tigers, you want those tigers to unalive them. Hey, I'm with you, man. I had so many people telling me that $25,000 was the most they would ever spend on a wedding yesterday. That might be the most talked about segment we've ever done. Two things became very clear. Destination capped at 25,000.
Yeah.
Dead cougar like Teddy Wayman was pounding box.
The cack.
Guy knows how to lay tile and pipe. Jimmy Vegas. Ohio State can make $25 million, but can't build a new practice facility for their football team. They're broke. Joseph Carruthers likes to fight guy. So stats are greater than the eye test. Well, I'm going to say you should probably go to the optometrist and get some new contacts because,
Contacts.
it's okay. We just disagree. I hope.
The cack.
Hey, man, trade fucking Scoot to the Bulls. Take Lonzo.
Hey, scoot his ass along to Chicago.
Yeah. I would love him there. Tanner, screw it. I'm changing my prediction. BYU 88-85. Too early to be drinking.
No redos.
Too early to be drinking. It could be BYU 90-88, and it could also be 106-54.
My bad.
BYU doesn't win on the road.
No.
Right now, that's their problem. It's their problem. All right, can we talk about Wendy's real quick before we have to go?
Yeah.
Fat.
I'm sick and tired of, hey, man, Monty. Did you hear that Taco Bell is going to use AI to make their beans so you get more poop out of them? It's going to be amazing. That AI is certainly dialing up some poopy diapers. Wendy's is going to use artificial intelligence, which is new because Wendy's doesn't use intelligence. But Wendy's is going to use artificial intelligence to set things like schedule and prices based on the weather and the time of day.
And competitor pricing.
I'm just going to throw this out here. See, I stopped myself. I'm just going to say, you're in trouble because you're more concerned about AI than the quality of your employees and the thickness of your
Macaque.
See how I paused for you?
Thank you.
And the thickness of your Frosties.
Yeah.
Make better food, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Make better food. Your Dave's Double is unbeatable when it's done right.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, a Jack in the Box is opening like a mile from my house. Cholesterol will be consumed. But my point is, I don't need AI to tell me your flipping employees in the drive-thru are terrible. I don't.
Because it's garbage.
Last time we went to Wendy's up in Park City.
We're really busy. It's going to be a long time. Fucking wait.
Was essentially what happened.
So let me ask you this. If that happens to you in a drive-thru and they say it's going to be a long time, just effing wait.
I'm backing that ass up.
Well, how long is a long time in a fast food drive-thru? Is that like 3 minutes?
As long as it takes.
Like we pull up to the drive-thru and we're sitting there, and I don't know why the guy came on the speaker, but he
Whoa.
yeah, and I didn't have an alcohol wipe. But the point is, the guy hits it speaks through the little box thing.
We're really busy and we're short-staffed. It's going to take a long time to get you a Dave's double. Suck it.
Like, he comes and he's like, hey, we're really busy.
Hey, Monty.
I'm really sorry, Monty. But we're busy, and it's going to be some time before we can come out and bring you home. All right? Maybe back up a little bit. Come stop. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what it was like. And there's a Wendy's very near my house. And you know what the problem is? The difference between the Wendy's in Park City and the Wendy's here?
Oh.
Yeah, nobody comes on the speaker at Wendy's, and well, mainly because there's nobody there to come on the speaker. But the point is, anyway.
Okay.
I don't need AI to tell me that I shouldn't be eating at Wendy's.
I would agree with that.
You know.
Yeah.
I sent pictures on Instagram of the top.
God damn it.
God.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Monty, I know I'm textually engaged with your son, but I wanted you to see visual evidence of the topper.
Via social media.
The Monty Ghost. Run us through your McDonald's drive-thru experience again, Monty. Why do I go to fast
McDonald's?
food
At McDonald's, it's like hi, thanks for McDonald's. You want to use the app? You're like, no.
And really, it's
Hey, welcome to McDonald's. You want to order a McRib sandwich and an extra large combination?
and then that announcement happens, and they're like,
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order, please?
it's like the AI announcement.
Hey, extra large combo?
No, thanks.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order, please?
And it's like, why do I need the you know, when you go to a drive-thru and there's a recording? Welcome to McDonald's. Consider downloading the app, or we're going to stick it up your rectum price-wise.
Cock.
Because AI said to.
We're an AI establishment. What is that? Sencom is coming. Eat our burgers while you can. Jubs.
This is the McDonald's drive-thru brought to you by Skynet.
Welcome to McDonald's. This is Skynet. Go ahead and order.
Like, I always hate those ones where there's a pre-recorded greeting and then they're like, oh, hi, can I take your order, please? Fast food's broken. Can we just be honest about it?
And then you'll give your order and they'll be like, okay, so you wanted a Diet Coke, 3 lemonades, and 1 fry. Is that right?
No, I actually said no drink and no fries. I just want a Dave's double. Okay, well, what flavor Frosty would you like? No, I'm good. Don't need a Frosty. Well, you get a Frosty. You're going to take a Frosty, and based on the way you look in that camera on the drive-thru, you're pretty fat. So we're going to give you an extra large combo, okay? All right, go ahead. What do I need next? Okay, welcome to the AI Wendy's. Based on your BMI looks through the camera, we're going to give you a side salad and a shot of Ozempic. All right, thanks for coming. That'll be $7,000. Pull to the first window, please.
Good.
Right? When does Wendy's start being like, hi, welcome to Wendy's. Yeah, I'd like an Ozempic combo.
Dude.
Yeah, can I get a Slim Fast combo, please? You guys got any ephedra in there on the menu? Like,
damn.
Fast food is so broken. I don't know why. And I generally, we went to Cafe Rio over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was good.
Dude.
It was good.
But the experience with the line worker, though, dude.
Okay. And I swear, if one of you hyenas brings up our well, if you guys would protect the border, that wouldn't have happened.
Donnie 2024. Come on.
We roll into Cafe Rio.
The Rio.
Wait in the line. Mm-hmm. Roll up, and there's a nice woman taking orders. She doesn't speak English. And I said, I'd like 3 chicken tacos, shredded chicken, and an extra tortilla, please.
Extra burrito tortilla.
Burrito tortilla.
She got hung up on burrito tortilla. Yeah.
Okay. She makes, well, no, because she made the tacos, put them on the grill and everything on the flat top. Didn't get the tortilla. So I said, hey, I need an extra tortilla. She didn't understand what I was saying. She started crying. And it's not like I was being overbearing, Monty.
Not at all.
I was like, I was very nice, and I even pointed. There's a stack of tortillas, and it was clear she didn't speak English. I even pointed, and I said, a burrito tortilla, large tortilla. And she called the guy that was standing next to her, and she was like, hey, dude. And he's like, hey, what do you need? I was like, I just want an extra tortilla, a large tortilla. And he got it, and she is bawling at this point. It like streaming tears down her face. And I said, hey, she didn't really do anything wrong. I was just trying to get, and he said, yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. And I even waved at her and I gave her a thumbs up, and she was bawling.
Yeah, dude.
That was rough.
Yeah, dude. So whether it's the supersonic speed, message before they come on the speaker in a fast food drive-through, or crying line worker, needless to say, fast food's taking a step back.
Or just how expensive it is, man. Like, you can't, the eat out experience. We're going down to St. George.
The Jeezy.
For some hilarity to ensue.
Yeah.
Our favorite Italian place is in St. George. And I'm really looking forward to eating there. That's the one place I've been where it's like, dude, this is really good food. Got really good service. Yeah. That's when I was telling you guys, we paid for these people's prom date. They were all there was a table next to us of kids, and they were clearly broke. They couldn't, if they were asking if it would, the reason we wound up like doing it is they were asking things like, hey, does it cost to have a bowl of bread? They're 16-year-old kids going to prom. They were struggling financially. So we anonymously bought their dinner. Like, it was a great experience. We've been there several times. I can't wait to go back. It's going to be amazing. Outside of that experience, I went to a steak dinner for my birthday up in Park City, and it was a disaster. The last time we went to Ruth's Chris in Park City, disaster.
Yeah.
We went to sushi on Friday night. Not good.
Mastro's, though.
Mastro's was phenomenal.
On point.
Phenomenal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't be complaining about it. Couple more comments, then we got to roll. You never know what people are going through, so try to be kind to everyone. I was not an asshole.
To her. No, I think what happened was not even what you were saying. I think that there was clearly, so when it was Mrs. Monty, you, me, in terms of who was the order procedure. So Mrs. Monty goes first, cool. Then you go, and as she was walking up to serve Mrs. Monty, you could see that she was a little frustrated with something. I didn't know what.
Yeah, I agree.
She was a little bit like kind of downtrodden before she'd even spoken a word to you guys. And you could just tell, like, the tortilla, not understanding like what he was asking for was just, I don't know, I think just kind of sent her over, right? You weren't even mean to her.
No. She was having a moment. And I agree. Always be kind to people.
Yeah.
The Monty goes, she will have the Mexican mafia after your ass now, Monty. It was not my fault.
No.
It was not my fault. Ruth's Chris, $175 a person now. WTF, it's too expensive.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
And you're not guaranteed a result. My comment was a broad statement, not directed at you guys. Oh, okay, good. Okay, I agree. Good. The Monty Ghost. Ooh. Very generous of you and Britt to buy those kids dinner. We tried. Oak State James. Trust me, AJ's Pizza is phenomenal. I would go up to Manhattan, Kansas just for pizza. And that's an 11-hour drive from here.
James, you are an elite troller, dude. I will give you a lot of credit, dude.
John Dalton, I promise to repay whoever can help us get a home, please. Okay. Boston Mapes, just give me the awesome food truck by RC Willie in West Valley City. There's some food
RC Willie's an experience, bro.
Why are we getting spam in the comments now? Why are we getting spam in the comments now? Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? See, this is what happens. We go long on the show, and now all of a sudden
bad things happen.
Now bad stuff's happening,
And Donuts, good to see you, dude. Why is it that cooks look as though they just got out of prison? It's a tough job.
Them are, dude.
It's a tough job. Yeah. It's hard work it's very hard work.
Yeah.
It is very hard work. James says, I have a pounding headache trying to think happy thoughts. Get a buckshot.
Yeah, dude.
Pop a buckshot. It's great for headaches.
I also find if early in the morning like this, take some pre-workout. It'll clear your headache right up.
Yeah, take some pre-workout. It does clear your headache up. The Monty Show presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. Hit the like button. Join our membership. $2.99 gets all your comments read. $9.99 gets you into our phenomenal members-only group on Instagram. It's awesome. Yesterday was quite lit in the members-only group.
Yeah.
It's all presented by The Advocates. Theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. You can chat with an attorney free, live online, 24/7, 365, theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard it on The Monty Show. Thank you all for being here. We love you.
You got to say it first. Okay, goodbye, Jake. All right.